Welcome back. Namibia today joined the global community in commemorating International Mother Language Day, an initiative proclaimed by UNESCO to promote linguistic diversity, multilingualism, and inclusive education. Now, this year's commemoration placed special focus on honoring linguistic diversity as well as strengthening efforts to preserve rare and endangered languages, including Khoekhoegowab. The event brought together policymakers, educators, traditional leaders, researchers, and language advocates to reflect on the critical role mother languages play in safeguarding cultural heritage, improving learning outcomes, as well as fostering national unity. We're now joined in studio by Aina Heita-Kantewa, National Program Officer for Education at UNESCO, to unpack. Good evening and welcome.
Thank you, Nina. Good evening to the viewers.
Thank you so much for being here.
And thank you for having me.
Well, as I mentioned in my introduction, International Mother Language Day was proclaimed by UNESCO. But why is this day so important in today's education systems?
Thank you very much, Nina. So, the International Mother Language Day, of course, is proclaimed by UNESCO to celebrate linguistic diversity, but I think also to promote multilingual education. Why is it still important? So this day remains very important to us as UNESCO because language is more than just communication. To us, language is identity, it's culture, but most of all, when we look at it from the education point of view, it's a foundation for learning. So research consistently shows us that children learn better when they begin to learn in the language that they understand. And it's really important that mother tongue instruction improves, or it's conducted because it improves literacy, it improves confidence, and it improves retention. So it's very important that we commemorate this day. And again, to add on to that, so in today's world, we often focus on global languages, for example, English. Of course, these are important. We know we cannot say that they are not important, but we believe that education must begin with inclusion, and inclusion begins with language. So this day reminds us that quality education starts with understanding. So that is the relevance of the day to us.
Talk to us a little bit, Aina, about how UNESCO, supports countries such as Namibia in promoting multilingual education and, protecting endangered languages.
Okay, UNESCO supports countries through different initiatives. So one of it, it's a policy guidance, for example, on issues related to language in education frameworks. So we do support countries in terms of providing technical support. So this can be in terms of curriculum development, teacher trainings, but also, most importantly, research and global guidance on mother tongue. So, but again, our support is also towards advocacy and awareness creation. For example, the day that we had today, the commemoration that we had today. So really talks or aims at creating awareness about the importance of mother language. So in Namibia, so if we unpack it, this support can really look like strengthening early grade literacy in local languages, but also really ensuring that we support policy development, aligning it to the global and international standards. For example, the SDG 4, which focus on inclusive and equitable quality education. So that is, in a nutshell, how UNESCO supports multilingual initiatives across the globe, and in particular in Namibia.
From a global perspective, what are the biggest challenges facing rare and indigenous languages today?
Okay, so there are quite a few challenges that are facing rare and indigenous languages, and I think the biggest challenge that faces the mother languages. So number one is the issue of language shift to dominant languages, and this is caused by globalization, for example, urbanization, and migration. So these issues often push the communities to adopt widely spoken languages in that particular area where they migrate. And as a result, your young generation might lose or might stop learning the mother language. Another issue or another challenge that we can talk to is limited use in the education systems. So when indigenous languages are not taught in schools, especially during the early grades, so then they also phase out. And lack of documentations, for example, and resources. So many local languages are not documented. So, and when you don't have dictionaries or books that are written in local languages, so it becomes very difficult to preserve them. So, and finally, we live in a digital world. And if you look at it, most of our local languages, they are not present in the digital space.
Right.
So and as a result, so it might increase the or decrease the presence in the language use.
On education, how can education systems, better integrate mother tongue instruction while still maintaining access to global languages?
Mother language is very important in education. Like I said earlier, that we know that research has shown us that children do learn better when they start their education with the mother tongue. But to me, the issue is not about choosing one or the other. It's really about the balance. So children should begin to learn in their mother tongues, especially in the childhood or at the lower primary. And once they have strong literacy foundation, additional languages like English and other languages, they develop or they can be introduced, and research has shown that they can be introduced really effectively. So learning a mother language, it's like improve the way you learn the second language. Yes. And again, I think the research, again, it's pointing to that it's important that we do introduce mother tongue, or we teach mother tongue at an early age. So multilingual education does not limit competitiveness, or rather, rather than, what do I want to say? So multilingual education strengthens rather than limit global competitiveness. So that is the point I wanted to make here.
Talk to us about the practical steps, Aina, that Namibia can take to align with UNESCO's goals of inclusive and equitable quality education through mother languages.
Okay, I think Namibia has done really a lot. So in terms of mother language, so we know that there's a policy on mother language. So in Namibia, also the mother language instruction, the policy dictates that mother language instruction or junior primary school learns in or instructed in mother tongue. So in that way, Namibia has really done a lot. So what Namibia can do, it's really just to continue strengthening early grade reading in local languages, for example, but also invest in teacher training for multilingual classroom setups, and develop more learning materials in indigenous language. Plus, community involvement is very key, because language preservation does not only happen at schools, so it happens at homes and in the community. So it's very important that we also do a lot of community engagement and also raise this awareness among the communities. And the event of today also really aligns to that. And I think another important thing, I talked about the digital space. So maybe Namibia can also look at now expanding the digital presence of Namibian languages. And I think to me that would be a very critical step forward.
Well, just lastly, of course, reiterate to us, the importance of commemorating International Mother Language Day, not only globally, but specifically for linguistically diverse countries such as Namibia.
So we all know that Namibia is really a linguistically rich and diverse. So, and each language carries unique identity, history, and knowledge system. So commemorating this day, to me, really sends a strong message. So it sends a message that every language matters, and every learner deserves to learn in the language that they understand best. So for Namibia, this is about national diversity, I think, or national unity through diversity, but also ensuring that no learner feels invisible in the classroom because of the language that they speak at home. So yeah, so that's very important, and for Namibia to commemorate, yeah.
Well, Madam Heita-Kantewa, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much, Nitna, and thank you for giving us the platform. We appreciate it.
That was Aina Heita-Kantewa, National Program Officer for Education at UNESCO, speaking to us about International Mother Day Language. We'll be back shortly after this. Stay with us.